I've been pleased with the effort and the way the guys are flying around trying to practice. Like always, I mean, there's a lot of things we got to get better at and fine tune, but I think the effort's there, and as long as that's the case, you got a chance to get better. So trying to find some starters in some places and some depth in others, kind of like every spring.
Any particular position group kind of catching your eye right now that's maybe having more competition than you expected or better performance?
No, not really. I wouldn't single any spot out. I mean, you're halfway through, so you start to get some guys missing and dinged up. And depth's always an issue in spring, especially when you're in a place where you don't have a ton of walk-ons.
What's happening at VBAC with Cravante and Quaid so far?
They're playing. Diedrich will be the starter. You know, they do some good and some bad. Cravante has looked good at times with the ball in his hand. They both got to do a better job blocking. And Quaid's tough, but I don't think anybody has distinguished themselves as being and winning that battle.
How much flexing around is there on the offensive line in terms of cross-training people, or do you have more people that are settled into
No,
this
we just kind of play with, you know, basically with two groups. We got about 14 offensive linemen, so, you know, the first group is pretty solid, and then the second group, and then you roll the other guys in with the twos. So there hasn't been a lot of mixing and matching, not in the spring.
Is Marshall still a guy that you can move over from tackle to center if you need to be?
I mean, he's played center his whole career until, you know, last year, so he could do that. But right now, he's a starting right tackle.
I know that you signed specialists in the offseason for this upcoming class, but how have your walk-ons looked in terms of kicking
kickers and punters?
Yeah.
Well, we've got guys who are older that have been in the program. I mean, Grant Ason's been here for a while. He punted last year in the game. Our kicker's been here too, and you know, they'll be able to compete when they come in. The last couple of days, because of the weather, we hadn't done much special teams because we've been indoors. We'll do a little more on Friday. We'll get back into it.
At wide receiver behind Ricky and Brad, is anyone really making a impression?
Jalen Camp would be the third receiver right now, and after that, we don't have another one right now that they're all together.
Is Jalen really, I mean, is he showing that he
He's
played
better
some
than
last
the
year?
other guys, yeah.
That's quite an endorsement.
Yeah.
How's the backup quarterback situation right now in terms of those guys?
Well, it's good. I mean, I think that the quarterbacks are competing. That's been good. Matthew's done okay. Daquan's really quick. Jay's a great athlete. Lucas missed today, the first day he's missed, but he's done some good things. So it's a good competition. There's more depth there than anywhere else on the team, probably.
Are you excited? I guess Saturday will you expect to see a little bit more from guys?
We'll play. You play against yourself, and it's like if one side beats the hell out of the other, it's like you worry about the other, you know. So it's just spring football. You just kind of play and watch individuals, and I don't get too hung up on spring. I kind of feel like by the time the fall rolls around, I know what our strengths are and what our weaknesses will be, and we'll try to adjust and play to the strengths and adjust to the weaknesses.
One or two more for Coach.
There's some big shoes to fill with P.J. Davis leaving. Have you had a chance to take a look at Victor Alexander and how he's
Yeah,
progressing?
Victor's had a good spring, I think, to this point, and competing, and we've signed a bunch of linebackers, so there's going to be a lot of competition in fall camp when those guys come in. So, but you know, Victor's played some a year ago. Trey Jackson's played a little bit in there. Brant, you know, Tyler Cooks, he's finally healthy. He's playing in there. Terrell Lewis has played. There's some guys that have played. So
You mentioned the other day, or
David
Ted,
Curry. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that have played.
Ted mentioned the other day about how I think he says like 90% of the time you guys were in nickel, and I'm curious if that's changed how you look at the numbers you want to carry at that position at
Still
linebacker.
play two linebackers now. We still play two in nickel. So
Right. Well, like, what's the number of linebackers you'd want
we
to
got
carry?
10 on scholarship.
Right. Is that, would you want to stay there, or?
I gotta have those guys for special teams and for everything else. I mean, those are the guys who should be your good special teams players and that kind of thing. So if they're doing that, let's say that you're redshirting 2 a year, then you're playing with 8, and they're all special teams guys.
And a follow-up to that real quick. It seemed like you went a little more athletic in terms of the linebackers you were getting. Does that also kind of give you more flexibility? So that's
I will see when they get here. They all came highly recommended. We'll see. I mean, it's you know, we've got couple guys that are bigger, and then some tweener guys that are safety type linebackers that are in high school 6'3", 200, that by the time they show up, they may be 6'3", 230, you know. So, we'll try to piece them and put them where they go. And then at linebacker, we also recruited a couple guys who we think can play nickel, so.
Thanks.